Hello everyone, this is Sheep Squad and I'm going to be telling you about my 3.7 League Starter build for Path of Exile's Legion. Um, I will be going Flicker Strike because it's very fast, very unpredictable. Once you get past the first lab, you can basically use it for the rest of the campaign and you'll just zoom past through the campaign as fast as possible because we all know that the first week or two of the league start is the most important, and you want to get to maps as fast as possible so that way you can grind out that currency, get rich, and whatnot. So the reason why I'm using Flicker Strike, as I said, it's very easy to use. All you have to do is hold down right click. I'm a very lazy player. Very fast for going through the campaign. All you have to do is just basically get to the first lab done. Very fast for gaining levels, and it's pretty much the best melee clear speed out there. It can be used for bossing, but you have to, of course, spec in to more. But as you can see, if we go to my in-game build and the path of, here, I have 3.4 million Shaper DPS. It's pretty absurd. And if you are interested in this build, I recommend you stay tuned and watch the rest of this video. Um, but for right now, I'm going to plug myself because, I'm trying to make this into a living. At least that's what I hope. So if you want to watch this build in action or have any questions, be free to check out my Twitch in the description. I will also be posting the path of building pace spin in there as well. Let's go ahead and get started. For the first lab, this is like Act 3, in case you don't know. Make sure I have all my stuff turned off. Just real quick, because this is my in-game build. I'm not really used to be using this. This is, in fact, my first build guide that I'm posting. And I will explain all this later. So this is Act 3. We're just basically going to take down this path and grab all the life that we can, attack speed and accuracy. Uh, our in-game weapon that we're going to be using is Void Forge. If you don't know what Void Forge is, we deal no non-elemental damage. And so, plus it gives us life and a lot of fizz. Plus, we can naturally shock. The reason why we need that life is because our chestplate we'll be using is the bronze Lithe. Don't know how to pronounce that. I am horrible at math. Um, doesn't have life on it, but we gain a lot of damage, so it's a good trade-off. So basically, we're building our build around this Void Forge. So basically, we want to do is convert all of our fizz to as much wet as possible. That can be done by the passive tree. You can get a Watcher's Eye. You can get Fizz to Lightning, and those are your choices. But this is the way that I'm going to make my build. Excuse me. After we grab this, we go for life. And we take as much crit as possible because we are gonna try to go crit, and I don't see why not, knowing that with the new passive tree that we get a lot more chances to add crit, and it's kind of ridiculous. And I'm okay with that. We're gonna go down here, grab the penetration, grab this one leech node. This is for our mana. This is very good for at the beginning of the game because that way we don't have to worry about mana for the rest of the campaign. This will be all the nodes that you need, all the mana leech that you need to sustain your Flicker Strike. As I said, crit, and go ahead and grab Acrobatics so that we have a chance to dodge. That way, when we get to tougher times, we won't be unprepared, and that way we're not afraid to take a hit if they can hit us. That is. For oh yeah, and last but not least, grab the Way of the Poacher first thing. first thing. The reason why is, as I said, once you get done with this first lab, you can use Flicker Strike for the rest of the campaign. For the meantime, I wouldn't recommend using Flicker Strike until you get this. So whatever you want to use until then, that's up to you. I would probably recommend either Molten Strike or Frostblades. For the second labyrinth, the Cruel, we're going to go ahead and grab Avatar of the Slaughter because that gives us a lot more damage per frenzy charge that we have. And at that point, we'll probably already have 5 or 6 because we get +1 here, +1 here, and +1 here. For the passive tree, we'll be going up, grabbing life, grab the extra frenzy, excuse me, life and resistances, and then go up here to the assassin and grab all the crit and intelligence because we are going crit, so we're going to try and go as for much intelligence as possible and grab that life. Pretty much all it. Uh, if you are watching this, like a month has passed after the league, I would recommend getting a Edge of Madness. It's a good leveling weapon because you gain more base physical damage per level that you have. So it's pretty good. Um, what was I doing? I completely lost track. All right, for the third lab, we're going to grab Quartz Infusion because we get more chance to dodge attacks and we phase, meaning that our movement is not blocked by mobs. After we grab that, we're going to take the rest of acrobatics and move our way down to the duelist tree. We're going to grab this life, head over here, dexterity +1 to frenzy charges. So at this point we should have 7, which will make us pretty fast. Grab life, grab crit, and go ahead and grab this for the extra evasion, movement speed, attack speed, and 5% more damage. That will be a total of 35% more damage because we have 7 frenzy charges. Uh, also want to point out at this point we should probably be changing our weapons to the Terminus Est, even though it's not recommended anymore because with the new reworks to Flicker Strike, we naturally gain frenzy charges on kill. So in the end, it works out. If you are having a hard time sustaining, I would recommend this weapon, but no, you can't really obtain this until level 51, which should be around Cruel. Hold on. Sorry, I had to spit. I kind of got a slight cold, and plus it's hot outside. It's allergies, y'all know. Back to the tree. For Uber Labyrinth, go ahead and make your way over here, grab the crit, grab up here, grab the more melee, the range, life, attack speed, accuracy, and ignores all movement penalties from armor. At this point, you'll be going really fast. It'll be absurd of how fast that you go. And for last but not least, we're going to be grabbing Avatar of the Veil because that's more wed, more movement speed, immune to elements, which is freeze, shock, ignite, and we get more dodge while we phase. So we'll be going really fast. And for our end game, and I'll explain more about this, we're gonna. The goal is to grab a Watcher's Eye with at least 40% of Fizz converted to cold. At this point, most, if not all, of our Fizz will be converted to cold. We'll grab the crit, grab even more crit and crit multi. And then don't forget about this. This node will help us out a lot because we have a chance to blind mobs, which will make us live a whole lot longer, and we have more crit against them. So that's very nice. Very nice. Now let's talk about our in-game weapons. Void Forge. As you can see, comparing the two, Terminus S will do more. But a lot of people just look at that and like, that's this weapon is trash. Why is that? Well, that's because Path of Building doesn't calculate the 300% of weapon fizz gain as extra. So what you do is you go down to the uh, you make changes to the weapon and basically make it gain 100 of fizz as extra lightning, fire, and cold. That way, it can really tell you. And then bam, you have a lot more DPS. Uh, and our in-game uniques that we plan on using is Stark Conjures because crit, high life, and dexterity attack speed. And plus, it should be the cheapest base to buy the lab enchant if you don't want to farm the lab. Bronze Lith, Bronze Life. It's going to be a kind of a hassle because we're going to get basically 5 off colored. But with Varisi and Research, with Betrayal, that should not be that hard. The gloves we're going to use is Tomb Fist because we are going to. I'll take these out because that's kind of cheating. Um, we want to intimidate and maim them so that they move a lot slower. Boots, just pick a nice rare pair of boots. I would recommend getting a rare clawed talisman just because it has the innate crit multiplier, but I'm not going to put that in there. Let's go ahead and do this just for shits and giggles because the ring that I have currently, preferably I would recommend either a diamond ring, a resistance ring if you need one, or a coral ring for shaped. These two aren't really necessary, plus they're really expensive. So I'm going to go for the diamond ring, and the only thing that we're going to put on there is the assassin's mark on head. And last but not least, we're going to get a mark of the elder, since that's flat cold. 10% increased life, attack speed if the other thing is if the other ring is shaped, and you can see that our DPS with just all this is 1.3 mil. With add our flask, it will get a lot more. Uh, at this point, we should talk about our gem links. So we got multi-strike, wed, elemental focus, melee fizz, and ruthless. For buffs, we got. Give me 1 second. Hatred, blood magic, the ice golem, herald of purity, and war banner. The war banner is depending on whether or not you can. That's why I didn't originally put that in there because our mana cost is 50, and we don't want to be. Well, we have a attack speed of 12, so that's pretty fast. Um, we'll be zooming throughout the entire maps with all of our in-game gear, and this is probably impossible to get depending on how poor you are. We want for a Igel to get flat fizz, life, and I guess a chance to blind, but that last point is all up to you. For maiming them, just get things like uh, flat fizz, life, and anything else that you need, like intelligence, mana. I'm just going with that for now. Boots, I recommend high life, um, as many resistances as you can get, and we can always craft movement speed. You don't really need movement speed because we gain so much through our frenzy charges. So we kind of want to gain the onslaught on kill. That we can easily craft. As I said, we would want this type of talisman because we can stack twice. Uh, you're getting 2 times the crit multi as you would for a regular one, and then it's just get as much life leech as possible. Belt, always go for a Stygian Vice. Just probably things I would get life, res, and attacks, or some more damage. Of course, we have our life flask here. We will have a diamond flask. This is why that is checked. Um, we do shock because all of our wed shocks. So if we go back to regular mobs, add the shocked, we do a lot. We do a lot. And let me switch this back to the diamond ring that I had. That is 9 million in total. Against the Shaper, that's 5 mil. Still pretty absurd. He will die pretty fast. Um, yeah, if I think that's pretty much it, all that I have to cover. So if you enjoyed what you want, please leave a like and subscribe. That would help out a lot. I'm tired of working. I want to be lazy and play games all day. I'm gonna be completely honest. My Twitch will be down in the description. Make sure you go follow me, and that way you can watch me play. I will be playing with a few buddies of mine. They all play this game, so there's always a lot of content. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.